the Department of Peace. Sankofa is expressed as a mythic bird that flies forward while looking back, with an egg symbolizing the future clutched in his mouth. Representative Barbara Lee. The piano was my first instrument. Recently, I started experimenting on the guzheng because I wanted to touch the strings. Also because it's a Chinese instrument. So this is an excerpt from the song Mo Li Hua, Jasmine. I started experimenting some more when I realized the pentatonic scale is prevalent in music from West Africa and other cultures. The lyrics to Amazing Grace were written by a former slave trader turned preacher. What feelings does this evoke? I remember going to the supermarket with my father and my brother as a child in Hong Kong. We were going to buy a box of chocolates. My father asked, "Do you know where they're from?" What looked like the abbreviation USA turned out to be the Union of South Africa. My father then explained apartheid and boycott. He said, if we bought this box of chocolates, we'd be supporting a violent country where white and black citizens were kept apart, where there were prisoners of conscience who were waiting for the country to change. Then he let us decide. I don't think my brother had an opinion then, and I couldn't have been more than 12 years old. I wasn't expecting to make a decision like this in the candy aisle of a supermarket. So I thought about it, and I decided there was too much weight to this box of chocolates. We moved on and chose something else. I later read, Mandela once kept a box of chocolates for 7 months. The only treats a prisoner was allowed in a year, so he could give them to a friend. When my father was a teenager in Hong Kong, he was hiking with his friend one day when a policeman confronted them and asked them to raise their hands. My father refused, and the policeman let them go. my father told me the story a few years ago, I said, you know, if you had been a black teenager in the States, you might have died. He agreed. Not that my father could have been a black teenager. Lucille Clifton said, I didn't just happen to be black. My father was black. My mother was black. I was gonna be black. And me? I was gonna be Chinese in Madison, Wisconsin. My father had come to the States as a graduate student to study sensory perception, the perception of color by grasshoppers and crayfish. My parents were friends with a Quaker couple, Bonnie and Dwight, who had been conscientious objectors during the Vietnam War. They chose to teach in Congo rather than serve in the military. So I was named after a woman who took a stand against an unjust war. After 9/11, Barbara Lee stood alone in Congress and voted not to write President Bush a blank check to wage war. Today, the Taliban have retaken Kabul. What have we accomplished? The all-women's orchestra, Zora, named after the Persian goddess of music, has fallen silent. Barbara Lee envisions a Department of Peace that would establish a peace academy to teach nonviolent conflict resolution. I return to the first instrument of my childhood,